Okay, this is the confirmation. There was a woman who had had a very detailed dream. Now, saw when everything was going to happen, but it was the way she saw it. She saw it like he's taught us. Saw it. It was when watch for Israel to be bombed in the north. We all know that. We all know that. And then pulling out of Gaza, but there's going to be some some fighting up north, and some towns are going to be destroyed. And watch that. That's a huge marker. Okay, that time's a huge marker. She saw the delay thing. There's just things that she just wouldn't have known. She wouldn't have known them. It was, she saw in the dream that he came to everybody prior, or during those 3 days. And I don't even know if she knew any of this, okay? She might have, I don't know, but I don't know. But it was just the way she put it out there, Totally the pattern that he's taught. And she's not in my group or nothing, But we know to watch up north, right? Because there's going to be some stuff up there. And that's why they're going to pull out, because that ISIS is going to come through there. They're all going to come through there. So it's going to be the start. It's prophetic, right? So it has to happen. It has to happen. But watch them, because that's a go time there. So many people saw, okay, oh, I know what it was. What she saw is, it was at the end of that 40 days, where she saw these lights, and she saw the marker in the sky, the sign that he's going to do. This is after the 40 days, after the darkness, after the 40 days, when we've harvested for 40 days. We've gone out and this harvest, right? And where those sleeping church, the sleeping church members, they had to stay those 40 days, right? Because they weren't reconciled. Everybody who hadn't been reconciled. But the bride gets to go early, but this is during the 40 days where the bride comes back to help, right? Okay. So, it was at the end of those 40 days that these bombs were going off, okay? And at the time that the bombs were going off, and also some asteroid, like meteors, and something from was coming down, and bombs were coming down, and we were going up. Now, she is like the gazillionth person that has seen that. I never even really gave that much thought, because I know that everybody had seen that, and they saw, as we were going up, something coming down. And he also had showed us that. But we didn't know what it was. I'm not going to say it's an asteroid, or it's a meteor, or it's a bomb, or whatever, because we didn't know what it was. But it's our lights. I'm telling you what, our lights just, because we are light. We are his light. You understand that? We are his light in the darkness. We are his light in the darkness. Okay? We are his beacons of light. So, if I can find that, where I read that, I'll post it on my blog, and I'll let you do it. It's just confirmation. Because now, all of a sudden, everybody is getting the 40 days. The 3 days of darkness, the 40 days, the whole thing. And that's him showing. It's confirmation. But they're believing. You can't help it when you can't help when he teaches you. But it's all put in order, how it's going to go. And it makes complete sense. Complete sense. It does. But what else did she see? She saw, did she see the glass cubes? It's the tevas. That's what they're called. Some people say tivas, but I say tevas. They're tevas. It's what we ride in, okay? It's what we ride in. They're these glass-like cubes, you know? It's what we ride at the station. It's what we arrive at the station in. And then there's that slight delay behind it, you know? And so don't worry if your loved ones, or you have children, or, you know, older ones or whatever, and they're on that second one. There's just that slight delay. And on one of my last videos, I had made a statement. I shouldn't have said it, because I'm sure it confused people after I thought about it. But you know, I get going and I just I said, could 3 days, you know, be 3 hours, or 3 hours be 3 days, instead of 3 days be 3 hours. Okay. What I was talking about wasn't referencing the 3 days of darkness. Okay. What I meant, and I should have clarified that, and I didn't see it till after I had already done it. And this is the first time I've been back on since then, because of little Miss Baby. I meant that day, the day that it starts, the day the darkness starts. That's what I meant. Because we always thought we would have a 3-day warning, a 3-day, you know, heads up, that he would give us a 3-day warning period. Well, now, kind of thinking maybe, I don't know, could have 3 days, but we could have 3 hours. Because I think it's between 3 and 6. 3 and 6. I don't know why, but 3 and 6. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. It's the 4th watch. It's the 4th watch that he comes. Or that he came. It just... He, again, it mimics a pattern, right? So, when he died on the cross, there was 3 hours of darkness, right? The sky went dark for 3 hours. A kind of, before Jesus went into the grave for 3 days, right? Into the darkness for 3 days. But there was darkness for 3 hours. And I don't know. So what I'm saying is, it's going to mimic a pattern. So that 3-day warning, which we thought we'd have, could be 3 hours. Could have a 3-hour warning. I don't know. But I'll let you know when I do. But that's just something that, you know, could be, I mean, you know, what happens in heaven, what occurs in heaven takes 3 days to manifest here. Okay, 3 days. But our time is not his time. But, you know, I don't want to tell anybody that you have 3 days when you may have 3 hours, you know. I don't know, but I'm just saying you have to have a heads up either way. You understand? You've got to have a heads up. I'm not talking about the 3 days of darkness. I'm talking about the warning. I'm talking about the warning. How much time? Okay? Time. But, again, because of when the day he died, there was that 3 hours there. You know? It's just, it's getting so intense now. It's getting so intense. So intense. Everybody's waiting for something to happen. But like I said, nothing is going to be concluded. Okay? Nothing's going to completely play out to its conclusion. It's going to, it's like that cliffhanger, okay, that you have, you know, your favorite shows, right? And you have the cliffhangers, okay, until next season. Okay, well, they're all in their cliffhanger mode, okay, and their wicks are just, they're just simmering, okay. Again, it's that water that's right level at the top, just hasn't gone over yet, because he has to have them all ready and lined up, because when they start, it's those seals. When they start, it triggers all of, I mean, triggers the first, 6 of them, but that's why those things have to be lined up. You understand? I keep saying this. This is why. So don't get down. Don't get down that those don't come to pass, because they are. He stops them at a point and puts them here in their box. He puts them here, puts this one here, puts this one here. Because when it starts, the dominoes will fall. But we all know what's going on. And I think that the hook in the mouth that he pulls him back with later on, I think it's the oil. I think that something happens. I think something's going to happen. We see what the Middle East is doing now. And something's going to hit those oil fields over there. Something's going to happen with the oil. Somewhere, somehow. And then, Russia, they got a lot of oil too, but something happens through these disasters or catastrophes. And that oil is hit hard. Who's got the oil? Israel. They have what? Biggest natural gas find and oil find. I mean, God just blessed them, and that's their. I could be wrong. I'm talking out loud here, but when all this stuff happens, I think it's going to hit these countries' oil, and it's going to hit the Middle East oil fields, okay? And it's going to hit Russia's oil, and it's going to lead people in that need for oil, and that's going to push them that much more toward Israel, right? We already know they're going to go after him too, but I think that's the hook in the jaw. I think it's the oil. I think something's going to happen, hit these oil reserves or knock it out where everybody's in dire need for oil, and I think that's when they looking at Israel and gonna do a song and dance and do whatever they can, and when that don't work, they're gonna go in. I mean, there's just so much deceiving. Anyway, we all know it's laid out. It's preordained. It's already set. But I think it's oil. I think that's the hook in the jaw. Could be wrong. It may be a hook in the jaw. It may not be the, but it may be a hook in the jaw to pull them in. But I think it's the oil. I think something's going to happen to the oil. I really do. So, oh my God, I had so much more. I had so much more. I had so much more. He's been loaded. He's just been, oh. And spent a lot of time with the baby. Of course I am, because, this is a very, very fair, people don't realize what a time this is. She's 2.5 months old now. Believe it, 2.5 months. I'm feeling every minute of that too. But I'm so in love with her. But do you know how important this time is? And that's why I'm with her all the time, and I'm talking to her. I mean, I'll show you one day. I'll put her on and I'll show you how I talk to her all day long. People have no clue, or most people, put it that way, the true capability of a baby, and the importance of this time, this learning time, because you don't think they can get anything, right? I mean, we all know that they pick up this, but no, I mean, you'd be amazed. And so I don't want to miss a minute of being with her, okay, and this teaching, this energizing time, because she's 10 weeks old. You don't even have sits up, thinks she's like 20, right? But I mean, the head turns it just like this. There's none of that. I mean, and she'll do this a zillion times, and she'll look this way and she'll look that way, and she'll look this way and she'll look that way. Laughs, gut laughs. Laughs and goos and screams and oohs and just, on, and you can hear it. Is she the only baby in the world that's ever done this? No. But very few 10 weeks old have that vocal ability that she does, and that strength that she does. And even the doctor said, that's one strong baby. Unbelievable. He was very, very just just almost couldn't believe it. And guess what? I'll tell you this too. She sleeps on her stomach, sleeps all night. Sleeps from 10:30 to 5, 6, or 6:30. If you know, 7 sometimes. She sleeps all night. She gets up between 5 and 6:30, 5 and 6 for her feeding. And then she's been sleeping like a champ. It's like 2 and 3 hour naps. I mean, I can't tell you this. I always tell her she's so special because I know that she is. The shine. She smiles. She smiles all the time. When she smiles with her whole entire face, with everything she has. She is so wonderful. I'm just so wonderful. Happy. Giving kisses. I mean, probably, because we kiss her so much, but now when you go to her and give me a kiss, I mean, that mouth comes down on you, and it's on demand, though. It's on demand. And it's how you do this. I'm telling you, the repetition and I'm very animated, and I sing different songs. I don't care what it is. Today I was singing firecracker, firecracker, boom, boom, boom. Some days I sing, it doesn't matter. I mean, I sing absolutely everything to her, I might not know the words, but I'm singing, and I'm very boisterous, and I'm very animated, and she watches, and she responds, and she can't help it. And now she is so verbal, and it's not soft either, and she's just watches and so aware, and this, I can't even tell you. I go, Tara, I hope your friends don't think that this is going to be normal for their babies, because it's not. It's not. It's this time, and people do not realize what these babies are capable of. They just don't. And boy, a smart little thing. Smart little thing. I can't even tell you. She fake coughs, and we got her on camera doing it, and people wouldn't believe you. They wouldn't believe you because she just did it. No, she should do it on cue. Just do it on cue. It's crazy. But I know she's special. I do. I know she's really, really special. She's my baby Trey. And that's my blessing from God. God has blessed me. But I can't. It's so important for her development. Okay, for her development. And I was gonna say, she sleeps on her belly. Okay, I cover her up because I always got something right here. Okay, before she sleeps, everything's away from her face. I mean, come on. It's not my first rodeo, and babies are my thing, and I've done this for a zillion years, and babies want to be warm. I mean, you can only put those snuggle things on them. I mean, how can anybody be comfortable in that? So these babies that don't sleep, it's parents' own fault. Parents' own fault. Listen to your parents. Don't listen to that doctor or what. Listen to your mother. Okay. See, I found out why these people aren't listening to their mothers is because these doctors and stuff say, don't listen to your mother. Don't listen to your grandma. Don't listen to your aunt. That's how it used to be. My point on this, it was like this forever, until 20 years ago. Okay. Then all of a sudden, the way we all did things, learned, I guess we all should be dead, It wasn't right. It wasn't good enough. Really? Really? Okay. I've never seen more stomach issues, more allergies, more ADD, more horrible children than I do now. Since their change, right? Since they don't listen to their parents, right? Listen to your mother. Listen to your grandmother. They know babies. They know babies. This best baby, now I will tell you what, she sleeps on her stomach. She sleeps all night long. Now, cereal in her bottle. Cereal's been in her bottle now since she's been 4 weeks old. She sleeps 2 or 3 hour naps and all night, right? Okay, now they tell them don't give them water. You know that, don't you? Don't give babies water. Okay, let me tell you the reason for that. Okay, now remember, the hospital always would give the babies water. Okay, like in between the feedings, if they needed, them to go a half an hour more or whatever, they'd give them 1.5 ounces of water, okay? Or ½ ounce, or I think it's 1.5 ounces. Always. Water's good for you. Water cleanses. Think about drinking that formula all the time. Think about the mouse, their little mouse. Wash them out. They're just like us. Give them a drink. Let them do it. They need water to move their bowel. All that. Do you know why I can't get over this. They say don't give babies water now because the formula is mixed with water. So there's water in the formula. Really? Really? No, you know what it is? It's because of those people who have no common sense out there, and they give babies water in place of going to the store and getting formula, or to make them full so they don't have to give them the full formula, or it's for a supplement, for self, you know what I mean? They don't do it right. So guess what? The doctors, they just do it across the board now. Just do it across the board. No water at all. So that way, those, you know what I'm talking about. Those parents don't even think about giving the babies water. Water's good. They need water. They need water. She loves it too. She loves it. I mean, they don't even take a lot, okay? But you get a little moisture whistle and clean out their system. But anyway, she takes water. She I wrap her in a blanket. She got a blanket, and she's all comfy. And what else? Every single thing that they said don't do, and she does. And she's the best baby. She's the best baby out of all her friends. She's the best baby. She's happy. She's content. She sleeps. She's just delightful. She's beautiful, but she's so delightful. So what does that say? And you know what? I don't even know what to say over that. I really don't. See the difference? It's been that way forever, and then all of a sudden everything changed. Use common sense. Listen to. Well, all I have to say is these mothers are doing it to themselves. They're doing it to you're having a non-sleeping child. You're having a cranky baby because baby's not comfortable. How do you like to sleep? Okay, how do you like to sleep? Do you like to sleep wrapped in this snuggle thing with no blankets, no nothing? Do you like to sleep in a sleeper with no blanket or no nothing? I mean, if you have a child that is weak and cannot, you know, I mean, we're talking, you use your common sense, you know that, but I mean, we have her camera right there on her face, in her crib right there. See, that's another thing. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it because I know God's got her. But this is just crazy stuff. This is crazy stuff. When these doctors are telling all these, I couldn't figure out why none of these girls were listening to their moms. I couldn't figure it out. Well, why wouldn't your mom tell you that? It's because these doctors and these agencies, they tell them, don't listen. That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. See what's wrong here? See what's wrong here? You know, no wonder these babies are so crabby. And they don't talk. I mean, I tell you this too. She's not on her back, because I mean when she's in her car, right, or when she's in her bouncer, you know, thing, shaping her head, shaping a baby's head. People don't realize this. When you put that baby on its back all the time, you're ruining their head. She doesn't sleep. I'll go to side. She sleeps on her right side. Okay, when she's in her swing, or we get a mama-roo thing, right? But whenever she's on her right side, that's the side she sleeps on. But her head is perfect, and everybody notices her head. Even the doctor said, "Oh my God, her head is beautiful." And my daughter said, "Well, that's because she sleeps on her stomach. We don't see. You don't think about that, you know." And they're ruining. They're just. I can't even get into that. That'll be a whole nother rampage. Now, I'm going to have to do a blog on that. And I'm such a bad blogger, but I want to so bad because these people just don't know. They just don't know, you know? And I can't even get into it. Can't even get into it. But I see how the enemy works on that. I see how the enemy works. Remember, everybody's pregnant. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Her best friends. I mean, how many times is there like 3 or 4 or 5 girls, literally best friends from childhood, all pregnant, having babies, like bam, 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 bam. Okay? Well, bless their hearts. I mean, they're not sleeping. They're not nothing, right? Because you know why? They're listening to those doctors. And one is just about to, she's just mad all the time. She loves the baby, but she can't sleep. She can't, you know. And I said, the baby. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. I'll see you soon.